There's no better time of year for night photography than winter. Yes, I might be freezing outside, and I probably can't feel my fingers, but it's not all the time that I get to shoot a few hours at night and still be back in bed by 8. If you couldn't already tell, I am not much of a nighttime photographer. I am what you would call a daytime photographer. Although night photography is something I certainly enjoy, I just struggle to find the energy to shoot at night, especially during summer months when sunset's like 8, 9 p.m. Now that's not much of an issue this time of year though, so I want to do some night photography tonight here in New York. And I say night, but it's really like 5:30, but it's dark out, so I'd say that counts. So I'm currently shooting with the Fujifilm X-T5 and the 50mm f2 lens. This is by no means the fastest lens out there. I think that's a common misconception a lot of photographers have. You think that you need a really fast lens to have really good photos at night, which just isn't the case really. If you really think about it, we're ironically shooting in really bright environments when we're out shooting at night, because we're chasing these bright light sources, or whatever kind of light source we can find when we're out shooting. Speaking of which, you can see in this kind of light, I don't really need to shoot at f1.4. I think I'm pretty set with f2. Also, if you're the type to shoot with a flash at night, you're going to want to close down your aperture anyway. Tonight, I will also be testing out these filters from Earth, today's sponsor. These are their ethereal black mist filters, and what they do is diffuse light, and it results in images with a softer contrast and a slight haze that you'll see around different light sources. When you're on the streets at night, the artificial light sources you encounter can be pretty harsh, and sometimes it just doesn't look the best in pictures. It's all subjective, of course, but these filters will essentially tone down that harsh artificial light. Earth offers these filters in a 1/4 and 1/8 intensity. I'll be using the 1/4 intensity tonight on the Lumix for video and the 1/8 intensity on the Fujifilm 50mm lens. Tonight, I've planned to shoot in downtown Manhattan. There are these steam stacks that I walked by earlier in the day that I want to check out at night, and I'm going to shoot around in that area a little bit afterwards, and then we'll head up towards Chinatown potentially. I think these areas will be pretty busy because I'm going to head out just around like rush hour when people are getting out of work. So these are these huge steam stacks that I walked by earlier. I think a lot of New Yorkers would probably consider this pretty cliche, but I'm definitely in this honeymoon phase, so I'm just gonna appreciate it while it's pretty cool to me. I'm gonna wait around on this corner and just wait for a pretty interesting subject. It's a bicyclist. I'm also testing the low light performance of the Osmo Pocket 3. So far, it looks pretty good. Let me see if I can wait for someone to walk right through there, get like a bit of a silhouette there. I don't know if there's enough light, but we'll see. if you're new to night photography and you're going at it alone, I just can't recommend it enough to go somewhere that you are already familiar with. That could mean a place that you've photographed many times before during the day, and you just know those streets really well. I also recommend to shoot in places that are really busy and a lot of things are happening on the street. It just helps to be shooting in a place you feel comfortable, and oftentimes that means a busier street. One of the really cool things about shooting at night is shooting with the after rain showers that are coming through. You get a lot of color that pops everywhere. The light just bounces off of the ground, and this is kind of what I mean by just a little bit of planning goes a long way. I could have shot any other day of the week when it didn't rain, but I saw that it was going to rain a little bit, so that's why I'm shooting today. Everyone's kind of blacked out by the light. I just want the figures of people walking with the pop of yellow color that comes out. I want to see if I can incorporate these shapes here too. I'm absolutely loving the results from this ethereal filter from Earth. I think I actually prefer the more subtle intensity for my photos and the stronger intensity for video. I think it's a lot more effective. The combination of the colors of night, the lights, the halation, and the after shower rain all together create these really moody images that I'm loving. Now, if you're interested in picking up one of these filters, make sure you check out Earth. They offer a wide range of different photography tools such as ND filters, lens adapters, camera straps, and camera bags. With every purchase you make on Earth, they plant trees to help offset carbon emissions and help with deforestation around the world. If you want to make a purchase, you can use the code Faisal at checkout, and that'll get you 10% off your first order. Big thanks to Earth for sponsoring today's video. Alright, that pigeon is definitely a paid actor. I love when there's just like DoorDash delivery drivers and they have this neon yellow light. You never know what kind of light source you're gonna run into. Some nice light bouncing off right here. Let's see if I can wait for a person to walk through. Alright, gonna start heading over to Chinatown, maybe Little Italy as well. Should be pretty busy there, and a lot of light and color. Right now I don't feel like I'm getting anything I'm super happy about, but I think once I'm in Chinatown, I'll be able to, I don't know, maybe experiment a bit more. I do want to play around with some motion blur. I actually love how this bit is lit up. Then you have the lights from the windows in the building behind, and it creates this composition with all these different shapes. I'll play around with this a bit. Might even bring my aperture up to f8 to bring in more detail of those windows behind. I mean, there's in-body stabilization in this camera, so that does help a little bit shooting in low light. figure out quickly a setup that works for me with this DJI Osmo, because I don't know, the one-handed shooting experience is not doing it for me. Supposedly there's like a GoPro mount that I can use and attach sort of to my chest. My friend Sean had one. It did look a little weird, but then again, GoPro's pretty weird too. At this point, if you can't accept being a little weird, what are you doing? Oh shit. Stepped in a huge puddle. Liking the inside of this. Something kind of scary about it. Maybe the fact that no one's in there. There's a little crack here in the window. Stop down to F8. I'm gonna play around with some motion blur now. So I brought my shutter speed to 1/15 of a second, and I'm gonna bring my aperture up to like F8. Let the ISO do its thing. Here's a photo. This guy's reflection is right here.